So if you didn't hear about this, and that means you weren't paying attention at all, you had other things going on. So we learned that the Titans, remember the Titans? They have whacked Mike Vrabel. He gone, fired as head coach, no more. Vrabel, 48 years old, done in Tennessee after back-to-back stinko performances, losing seasons there. The Tennessee Titans, who had been so good for a good stretch, but the last couple years falling on hard times. Titans 13-21, and they have said bye-bye to their head coach. They were 41-24 the first 4 seasons of the Mike Vrabel regime, and they were a team that did not have a quarterback, but did contend with some of the better teams in the American Football Conference. So let us discuss the question. How did you react to the Titans dumping Mike Vrabel? So I've got Demolition Man, Wizard of Oz, and Lou Brown. And we will tie all of these things together, and we are going to make a good country music song, which they used to make a lot of those in Nashville back in the day. All right, so some people, I was kind of getting the pulse of the room, and some people seem to be genuinely surprised by this, which I'm puzzled by. I am, and I realize that I'm kind of close to this whole thing because I spend every day obsessing with this stupid NFL news. Like, who cares? It's pretty meaningless. But I spend a lot of time worried about it because it's kind of part of the job. And I don't understand, if you were paying any attention, why you would be surprised in the least that Mike Vrabel is out in Nashville. If you listened between the words, if you followed the breadcrumbs from the Nashville hot chicken sandwiches, the clues were smacking you across the forehead. A marital breakdown had taken place. Mike Vrabel wanted improvements. He was tired of coaching a second-rate roster. He wanted to tinker and improve the team and have a chance. Now, rather than just be David versus Goliath, he wanted to be a little closer to Goliath. Now, the Tennessee brass said, screw you. We want to do a full teardown. Bring in Demolition Man. Demolition Derby, right? Demo the interior of the roster. They've already done a lot of that. Break it down to the studs. Of course, there won't be any studs if you get rid of everyone. And then remodel from the ground up. Top 10 picks and trading up in the draft for your star quarterback. They'll do all that and then some. But they'll do it with a no-name coach because Mike Vrabel is out. Now, meanwhile, Mike Vrabel sitting off in the corner of the room with a Cheshire Cat smile from ear to ear on his face because Vrabel zooms to the VIP status in the Cool Kids Club of coaching candidates. In this coaching carousel, he's on the biggest horsey on the coaching carousel. He's got limited baggage. Vrabel ran a conservative, run-first team that was able to make a Super Bowl run. They didn't get to the Super Bowl, but they made a run with Ryan Tannehill, who sucks. He's got warts all over him, and Tennessee made a run, beat Baltimore in the playoffs with Lamar Jackson, if you remember, a few years back. But Vrabel becomes the Babe magnet. He's number one, right? A public courtship, and you got to think Vrabel will end up, if he wants, with one of these other gigs around the NFL, people connecting him to the Patriots. But Bill Belichick, at this hour, we're monitoring the high-speed sports wire, if there was such a thing. But Belichick hasn't been let go at this hour, so he's made it through Monday. He's made it through Tuesday. We're now in the overnight on Wednesday morning, and Belichick has not been let go. So I might be wrong on this. I don't know a lot. I'm interested in the overnight show, but I'm pretty sure you have to get rid of Belichick in order to hire Vrabel. Although I guess it's conceivable you could hire Vrabel as a coach in waiting and be the defensive coordinator. It's unlikely. All right, turn the page. Page 2 here. The other part of this story, which was very intriguing to me, the Tennessee Titans owner. Now, the Tennessee Titans owner is not a household name, but the owner of the Tennessee football team opted to do an in-house interview rather than the traditional face the media, right? Face the cameras and all that after dumping Mike Vrabel. Amy Adams Strunk, which I'm told is the owner of the team, She explained why the team decided to get rid of Vrabel. She did that not to the traditional media, as we said. She did that to the team cheerleader, the play-by-play announcer for the Tennessee football team, Mike Keefe, who was literally paid to polish turds, right, to celebrate the Titans and all that. So what is your take on Tennessee ownership avoiding the traditional face the music with the media for a little chit-chat with the in-house media for the team? So this is a Wizard of Oz situation. It's a Wizard of Oz situation. Instead of playing hardball with the reporters, the traditional, hey, make a big move, make a grown-up move, you're a grown-up, and you do what grown-ups do. And whether you like the media or not, the football media, they're usually pretty soft anyway, but they're a conduit to the fan. The Tennessee owner said, screw the fans. I don't care about the fans. I'm going to play softball. I'm going to play tiddlywinks is what I'm going to do. And tell me you're a chicken liver without telling me you're a chicken liver. And the reason it's a Wizard of Oz situation, this is the epitome of the cowardly lion. If I only had the nerve, if I only had the nerve, if I only had the nerve. You had the balls to dump Mike Vrabel, yet you chose to hide in a friendly bunker with state-sponsored media. A person who's on your payroll was asking you questions. That is sad. That is pathetic. That is all of those things. Right? That is all of those things. Now, a voice in my head, I have voices in my head. I guess I'm schizophrenic, but a voice in my head tells me that we have a little audio of some of the reaction of the owner. I believe we have that. So let's go to the audio tape.
It wasn't a last night or a month ago or whenever. It's just kind of been all season watching, and it was difficult, but I thought it was time to make that change. A coach's contract, you can't trade them unless they're a willing partner to that trade. So yes, we thought about it, but at the end of the day, with league rules the way they are, it would have maybe put us back 3 weeks. And honestly, to get the right head coach, I was just not willing to go to the back of the line and take a chance of missing out on someone we really wanted.
Do you realize how sad that is? This woman is an embarrassment. I don't know who she is, but she's obviously gotten the right line to inherit the team, but it's pathetic, right? Mark my words. The Titans are heading to a deep, dark place. You're telling me you can't wait 3 weeks to trade Mike Vrabel? Because the next coach you hire will be fired before you're any good again. So who cares who the next coach is? You should put an online job posting for a new coach. Doesn't matter. Hire a fan. Have a raffle. Hire a fan. You're going to suck. You're going to blow for the next several years. You wouldn't trade Vrabel for some draft picks. Not that I love draft picks, but just let him walk away. And it's such a weasel move. And there are people that have more chutzpah in my business, and there's few of them left. But I used to work at a radio station. The program director fired one of the popular hosts at the radio station. And people were very upset that they got rid of this guy. He had pretty good ratings, did pretty well, and didn't get along with the PD, so they fired him. And the day of that, he was doing an afternoon drive show. The PD, sat in that chair, sat in the talk show chair for 4 hours and took live bullets. He took calls from angry listeners who were furious with his decision. And he sat there. And he took every call, and he listened, and those that cursed didn't make it on the air, but that's leadership. What the Tennessee Titans have is a marshmallow running their team. That's what they have, a marshmallow. And not only do you get the two mistakes. Vrabel's a pretty good coach. So you get rid of Vrabel. I'm not saying he's the greatest coach in the world. He's a pretty good coach. And then you could have traded him when you're obviously tanking. That's the move here, to try to suck for the next few years. All right, last word. And you don't even get anything for him. So where do the Titans go for their next head coach? Well, I've already revealed my hand here. This is what's known as a starter job. It's a starter job. So there's only 32 of these, so it's not that bad. But in the context of the NFL, it is a starter job. And it's like that classic scene from Major League, the movie, the old movie Major League. The GM there, Charlie Donovan's on the phone. Hey, how would you like to coach the Tennessee Titans this year? And then you got Lou Brown, who's working at a tire store. Gee, I don't know. And then the GM there comes back on, Charlie Donovan. What do you mean you don't know? This is your chance to coach in the National Football League. And then Lou Brown comes back and says, well, let me get back to you there, Charlie. I got a guy on the other line asking for some white walls. That's pretty much what this is, right? If you're an aspiring coach, you take the job, but they're going to hire some coordinator you've never heard of who has an agent who gets the football writers to slobber all over him. This is a teenager getting a summer job at YMCA camp, the Tennessee Titans job. And you get the job, you're bedeviled. You're climbing a broken ladder, and the ladder's not broken until you get to the 14th story. So good luck. The deck is stacked against you. Now, you still, again, take the job. Pays pretty well. Looks good on a resume. So you got to take the job, but what a mess. It's ownership announcing we are out of the winning business. We're done. And we could not even wait a few weeks to get something in return for Mike Vrabel. We'll just let him go on and have success with his next team. Now, that's quality leadership. And make sure I get only asked softball question. I want to be tossed water balloons is what I want. Okay, on a hot day, a nice water balloon. So if it breaks, I don't care because I get some nice water to cool me off.